A veteran New Zealand retailer is on a rent strike in what she describes as a battle to survive after losing $1 million in turnover in the last 6 weeks due to COVID-19. Homeware store Redcurrent has been trading for more than 2 decades and has 10 stores, half of them in malls, including Westfield. Under Alert Level 3, face-to-face retail is banned with all malls closed, and it's uncertain what exactly will happen under Alert Level 2. Redcurrent owner Rebecca Kain says landlords can't expect to be paid if she can't open for business.
We are not paying rent to any of our landlords because our shops aren't open.
So you're on a rent strike, in essence?
Yes, that's correct.
And what's your thinking? How did you arrive at that position?
Well, before we went into lockdown, before we did, about a week beforehand, we were watching what was happening around the world, and we realised that we would most likely go into lockdown and that our stores wouldn't be open. So we realised that our trade in the stores would be zero. So if you can't trade, you therefore can't pay rent. So we decided that we took a really proactive approach and emailed our landlords and said, due to COVID-19, we would not be paying rent for the foreseeable future.
So not one bit of rent, not even partial payments, no rent?
No, nothing.
So what has the response been? Because you are in some malls, you're in some big malls up in Westfield in Auckland. So what has the response been from your landlords?
Well, there actually hasn't been a response. What there has been is, and we only received this last night, funnily enough, which is very good timing for this interview. So I actually sent my original emails out on the 25th to all my landlords saying we would be freezing all payments. So each landlord got back to me about what they wanted to sort of give us, I guess, in terms of rent abatement or rent-free or whatever. But the biggest one, which is Westfield, we heard from last night, and they said that they're looking into implementing a similar arrangement as what they've done in Australia. They've sent the invoices through. They've raised the invoice for May, which is $25,000 for Newmarket, and this is for a month, and $30,000 for Albany for a month, which we've got 2 premises with Westfield. And they've emailed last night, basically.
So, am I hearing you right that the rental, couple of months, 1 month's rent on 2 Westfield locations is costing you in excess of $50,000 a month?
Yes, that's correct.
And you are refusing to pay this?
Yes, that's right. Well, no, what we've said is we won't pay it, and we're waiting. But basically what's happening with most of the landlords in New Zealand, the big landlords, is they're waiting to see what the government's going to do for them. So it's a real waiting game, and we're waiting to see how it all plays out. So we're waiting to start to negotiate with our landlords when we go into level 2, because it's not till we're in level 2 and our shops are open that we actually know what's going to happen. So we've said basically that we're not paying, and when we're in level 2, we will start to negotiate with them.
Do you see this as a complete write-off when you're not paying for the month? Are you anticipating that you will never pay that money, or that you will pay some of it back later? I'm going to negotiate that we pay no rent to any of our landlords, and we've got 10. No rent, no outgoing, and no marketing for the time we are closed, and possibly longer. And then we are going into negotiations with each landlord to pay a percentage rental. So, for example, if our turnover drops by 50%, we pay 50% of the rent. But as I say, it's a negotiation which is going to start at level 2 with each of our landlords. And until we negotiate, we are on a rent strike, basically. We're not paying any money to our landlords because we can't get there. We can't even get access to our shop. So why would we? Why would we pay rent? Has anyone threatened any legal action or kicked up about it?
No, because we haven't started the negotiation. we've told them what we're going to do, which is not pay our rent in the foreseeable future, and that we'll be in contact in when it gets down to level 2. So no, there's no question of any legal action at this stage. No, because I think this is only, obviously this is my opinion, but the landlords, there are no new tenants. There are no new tenants. Well, there won't be very many new tenants. So the landlords have to work with their tenants, and the tenants have to work with the landlords because they are stuck. They've got the leases. So there's going to be some very robust discussions about what happens with the rent and the agreement when we open. And when we open is in level 2.
How many other stores do you know of who are taking the same position as you are in the malls?
I don't know because I haven't. A lot of the tenants in the malls are Australian owned, and I haven't spoken to any of those. I think after the initial shock of all of this, most other tenants I've spoken to are waiting to negotiate with their landlords.
So is all your stock still in your stores?
Yes, because we can't access it. Yes, it is. And what's happening now is because we've been trading so well online and phenomenally well online, which has been so exciting, we've been fortunate. We've had thousands and thousands of orders. So many New Zealanders have been supporting our business. We're just so excited by that. So we can now send product out online, and also what we're doing now is we're dispatching from the stores. So we've got a staff member in there, obviously following all the strict sort of guidelines and dispatching stock. So yeah, our millions of dollars worth of stock has been in the stores, and we haven't been able to trade with that, but we have been able to trade with what was in our warehouse, right? Our distribution centre.
Rebecca, isn't that why you should be paying some rent? Your stock is still in there, and right now you are, you're dispatching it from there now.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, yeah, but not really, because that stock we could be just carrying back over one day to our pack house and dispatching it from there. It makes no difference. It's not ideal dispatching it from the stores. What we really want to do is dispatch it from our warehouse, but we haven't been able to get access to the stores to get it back to the warehouse, so we've had no choice.
So
we're not selling. We haven't got click and collect. We haven't got customers coming in and making sales, over at the stores. We've only got customers, so we're only dispatching from the stores. We're treating them at the moment like a little warehouse.
When we go to... Yes, I understand. When we go to level 2, which will allow some face-to-face retail, do you anticipate paying full rent from that point, or are you looking for a discount then?
I'm not sure. The answer is we're going to have to see exactly what our store turnover is. I mean, we will have to pay rent at level 2, but there is some suggestion that we're not on level 2 yet, so I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I'm going to wait and see and talk to my landlords then. We may not be in level 2 for another month. We don't know. I mean, the best thing for us would be to get our stores open because our customers are really very, very keen to get back in them. But they may not be open, particularly in the malls. The smaller stores may open in, on May the 11th, on the Monday. But the malls may not be able to open. We don't know.
And that is Rebecca Kain, the owner of Redcurrent there, who is on a rent strike.